There hasn't been much of a consensus on if police shootings happen more now or if we just see them more than before, thanks to social media. But the images are chilling, almost as much as the stats that explain them. MappingPoliceViolence.org says police killed 1,147 people last year. A Bipartisan Justice Center says in 34 states, training decisions are left to local agencies. So, most take very little time, if any at all, to provide their officers with de-escalation training.
Well, I think we've sort of got into a SWAT team mentality for many, many years. I have urged police chiefs for many, many years in terms of teaching leadership. You've got to know what's going on in the training academy. You got to see how the policies are being taught.
David Cooper was a police chief in Madison, Wisconsin for decades before becoming a priest. An odd turn of events for some, but perhaps an explanation for his policing tactics that differed from most throughout the country. For him, de-escalation was a priority, not like what he calls the warrior mentality we see police with today.
Then we go back to this sort of a generalized 21-foot rule, which said that if someone's got a knife or a club and they're within 21 feet of you, your life is in danger, so you better act real quick. Not step back, but take force to shoot, and to shoot as many times as your firearm has capacity, was generally about 15 rounds.
He references Jason Harrison from Dallas, Texas as an example. 2 years ago, the 39-year-old man's mother called police. Harrison had a mental disability, and his mother asked for help to get him to the hospital. He had a screwdriver in his hand when officers arrived and was told to drop it. When he didn't, he was shot dead.
A lot of time using the command voice, often swearing, get down on the blanket ground, do it now, rather than to someone who was mentally ill who couldn't even understand that. They'd just hear some sound and saying, hey, bro, what's happening? What's going on here? Tell me about why you're so upset. That dialogue just doesn't occur.
An article by NPR points out that people with de-escalation training in this country don't come from police departments, but the military. The article says the rules of engagement are stricter because the goal is protecting citizens and communities. But Cooper says tackling the present includes addressing the past before making plans for a better future.
It is not just about apologizing for the past, which is very necessary, but also for the present. What's our present systems of policing that are adding to this, as Michelle Alexander talks about, the new Jim Crow?
Cooper admits he's a fan of things like National Night Out because change is just as much about policy as it is about attitude on the street. But it can't replace the work that needs to be done.
Every night ought to be a National Night Out. And if every night was a National Night Out, we wouldn't have the problems we have today.